Today we're going to set up AWS Amplify by installing the CLI and configuring it from the command line. So let's get started. First off, we'll go to the docs. Okay, it says we have to have installed node and npm, and this is all assuming we're on a Mac machine because that's what your boy has. So we're going to come in here and run that command. Okay, it's going to take a minute. We'll run through it here. Alright, wonderful. Now that we've had it installed, okay, the next step is for us to run Amplify configure. Bada boom. Which we shall. Alright. Let's see what we got here. First, it's going to make sure that you have an AWS account, and if you don't, you'll have to create one and sign in. I do have one, so we're good there. So we're going to go back here. I'm going to press enter. Okay, you're going to select your region. I am in US East 1. Okay, and my username is going to be Matt Marks Cloud. Cool, and this will be an IAM user. I'm not going to get too much into IAM, but it's essentially a way to set permissions. So programmatic access is essentially considered like God mode. All right. So if you're just starting out and this is just for you or just figuring things out, that's fine for now. Once you get into production or you're sharing with other team members, we'll have another lesson on that. But for now, just hit programmatic access for yourself. All right. Which will give you administrator access, which is essentially, this is very straightforward. It just says, hey, allow everything on everything. Allow me to do anything on everything. Awesome. All right. Don't need any tags for now. You can add them, but we're not there yet. At least I'm not. So, all right. So what this is going to do, okay, you need to download this, your secret access key ID, your access key ID, and then your secret access key ID. This is specific to you and your user. Every time you would sign up a user through IAM in this process, they would get their own access key and ID. All right, so download this and save it for later. If for whatever reason you missed this step, it's not going to be a big deal. We can come back to it later. But what it's going to ask you is to go open up that CSV. Okay. After we come back here and press enter, we enter our access key ID. Wonderful. And we come over here and scoop our secret key ID. Very nice. All right, and I'm going to create a profile name called Matt Marks Cloud because I have too many profiles at this point. I deleted them all just so I could show you what it's going to do. Okay, cool. So now it says we're set up. So that means we should be able to run Amplify Init on a new project. But first, I'm going to actually show you what just happened. Okay, so in addition to setting up an IAM user, okay, with Matt Marks Cloud. Cool. Ah, there we are. So we're in the IAM services, okay, who I am, and we have the user, which is the one we just created, and then that user has this policy, which essentially just says, as we showed before, allow every action on every resource, okay? And like I said before, if you forget to set up your security credentials, if you forget to save your security credentials, you can always create a new access key, ID, and secret key, okay? Now, in addition to that, the other thing that Amplify did for you was set up local credentials on your machine. So if we go and we say at the root of your computer, all right, and enter this in. Now, if you don't have VS Code setup extensions, you can just use open, and we'll still show you this. You might not have this or this or this, but what it will give you is this config and credentials file, which is cool. And so now there's our profile name with our access key and secret key, and then there's our config. Wonderful. And now you're good to go, and you can start initializing your Amplify projects. Thanks, and I'll talk to you soon.